This film is brought to you by New York Life and its dedicated agents, proud sponsors of the NFL's team highlight films. New York Life, the company you keep.
As pro football enters the 90s, pacing through the corridors of time are the Cardinals, the game's eldest statesmen. From an age where quarterbacks were center of attention to an era when stardom can be achieved as a specialist, Cardinal rosters have included some of the game's greats. And while different bodies may fill the jerseys from decade to decade, to glance at the Cardinals' past is to gaze into the soul of pro football. Although some players failed to live up to their billing, others exceeded expectations. Time will tell how history regards each individual. Of the many men who have coached the Cardinals, those whose teams never broke 500 are remembered along with those who coached division champions, for all play a part in who the Cardinals are today. And the 90s begin with a head coach who is committed to providing the Cardinals with their day in the sun. For nearly a decade, Arizona had been thirsting for a franchise to come to Phoenix. And today there is a festive feeling in the Valley of the Sun.
Program. Get your program right here.
The Cardinals arrived in 1988 and created an aura and enthusiasm that reflected the proud heritage of the franchise.
Rainbow! 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 44, box it! Box it!
Virtually 10. Pitch in the safety. A tackle is made by Carl Wilson. And the Cardinals. You talk about using every second of a game. That's what we have here today. This drive was something out of the ordinary. Snap comes back to Tupa. Throwing the far sideline. A man is open. It's Jones. He's got it. He's got it to the 20, 15, 10. Now wait a minute. They're saying as he goes to the end zone, it is a touchdown. He stopped at the 5 like he had stepped out of bounds. And Jones caught it. He comes back the other way, and the Cardinals strike.
The Cardinals have been striking since 1898, when football was nothing more than a neighborhood game played by boys wearing funny equipment. Changing playing sites on Chicago's South Side from time to time, the Morgan Athletic Cardinals became the Normal Cardinals and then the Racine Cardinals. Later they became known as the Chicago Cardinals. And though the team didn't win a championship every year, they never stopped entertaining. As a patriarch of the game, the Cardinals posted the first ever victory overseas in 1976. Willing to try new things, the Cardinals are coming clean. The NFL's oldest continuous franchise is making a fresh start. 1990 is the year the Eldest begins anew. Joe Bugle has 15 years of coaching experience in the National Football League and knows what it takes to be successful as a head coach.
Hey, way to blast in there. Good physical drive that time.
The big thing in professional football, especially as a head football coach, just being around people for the past 16 years, is your ability to communicate with players.
Fit up your blocks, because if you break that first level, there's nobody back there. You understand? They're trying to dog to stop the run. Don't let the 20 nickel, them guys stand up flush to you.
They went TT on us.
You know what I mean? Hey, right there, they're standing right there. It's just up. That should be a piece of cake. That's right there.
If your staff, if your coaching staff and your organization are good workers, your players will be good workers, because it's definitely a reflection from top to bottom.
The only way he's going to beat you is going side to side. You put your head down there, you're in trouble. Get that head back.
Pick. Somebody like slide.
If you see Marshall in that position, you know, we got to double Grant and come off wherever, you know, you got to see it. I can't call it every time because I know it's coming. I'll call it the next time.
Bugle believes communication is a criteria for success and will start with molding the offensive line into a unit of versatility. For such a model, Bugle need look no further than number 68, Joe Wolf. As a rookie in 1989, Wolf shifted to a different position 6 times. Another stable performance was provided by Louis Sharp, who earned his 3rd consecutive trip to the Pro Bowl. But the Iron Man was number 61, guard Lance Smith. Behind the lines blocking, Cardinal backs sought express lanes to the end zone, but were often detoured. Phoenix ranked second to last in the NFC in rushing offense last season. Yet Coach Bugle sees potential.
Right now, we have a big offensive line. We have big people. We want to run the football.
The Cardinals' first pick in this year's draft was running back Anthony Thompson, who set an NCAA record for career touchdowns at Indiana. Phoenix could be calling on other backs, like Tony Jordan, whose 18 carries in one game last year were a team high. And Ron Wolfley, number 24, whose blocks cleared the way for Cardinal touchdowns. In 1989, Wolfley scored for only the 2nd time in his 5-year career.
Turns in on the 5. Wolfley breaks a tackle and scores!
While his running skills may have been seldom used, Wolfley remains one of the NFL's top special teams performers, and his peers voted him to the Pro Bowl for the 4th straight year. His mere presence is enough to distract any return man.
The ball being fought for. The Cardinals got it at the 2. Walter Reed came away with it. And in a matter of seconds, this game has done an about-face.
In 1989, Phoenix's special teams demonstrated a firm grasp on precision and detail. Al Del Greco tied a team record with 10 consecutive field goals and converted nearly 70% of his kicks. Phoenix had another Pro Bowl performer in punter Rich Camarillo, who led the league in average per kick. With a little help from his friends, Camarillo placed 21 punts inside the 20-yard line. The Cardinals not only possess one of the league's best punters, but also one of the top returners. Vi Sikahema accumulated over 1,300 return yards in 1989, the 5th highest total in team history. The Cardinals' all-time leading return man was yet another brilliant performer on one of the NFL's most talented special teams. Making only 13 fair catches all season, Sikahema rarely left the offense in poor field position. But when their backs were against the wall, the Cardinals had a couple of solutions to rectify the situation.
We're going to go 2 plays, okay? You know how the first one's going to be gray right, H3. Next play's going to be red right, 15 wide choice. The first one's going to be on 2, second one's going to be on set, go. In the huddle, no, regular. Let's go, let's go.
Scrimmage on a 2nd and 2. Receivers wide left, wide right. One to throw. Pumps, double pumps. Wants to throw. Throwing deep down there. Wide open is Green. He's got it. 10, 5, touchdown.
Number 81, Roy Green, and J.T. Smith, number 84. Maybe 2 of the oldest receivers in the league, but they are still 2 of the most deadly and continue to exploit their gifts from Mother Nature rather than succumb to the ravages of Father Time. Blessed with dexterity and suppleness of hand, this duo of daring and grace continue to rack up impressive statistics. In 1989, the man nicknamed Jetstream became the Cardinals' all-time touchdown maker, while Smith led Phoenix with 62 receptions in only 9 games. Since joining the Cardinals in 1985, no one in the NFL has averaged more catches per game than J.T. Smith.
2 for 2.
But after many years, 2 for 2 may now become 3 for 3 with the emergence of second-year receiver Ernie Jones, number 86. Jones' 18.6-yard average per catch last season was 3rd best in the NFC. And his presence provides Cardinal passers with a trio of talented receivers to choose from. But just who will be quarterbacking Phoenix on opening day remains to be answered. There's veteran Gary Hogeboom, second-year man Tom Tupa, and Tim Rosenball. It's anybody's job to win in camp. All 3 started games in 1989. Tom Tupa rallied Phoenix to a come-from-behind victory against the Cowboys. Tim Rosenball debuted against the Rams and demonstrated some of the luck all quarterbacks desire. Gary Hogeboom was the Cardinals' leading passer last season. With supporting players like Robert Awalt, the Cardinals have the potential to turn it around quickly.
Alongside him as he goes to the shotgun. Snap comes back to, but throws far side complete to Don Holmes. He gets up after falling down, breaks loose at the 45, the 50. He's the fastest wide receiver. They're not going to catch him. Don Holmes takes it all the way. Touchdown, Phoenix. 78 yards for the touchdown.
Every time you go into a ball game, you like to start out with a very, very positive play.
Phoenix's best pass already complements Coach Bugel's offensive philosophy.
If it's a pass, you're looking for a completion. The fade. It's probably one of the toughest passes to throw. We want to be aggressive, throwing football down the field. You have to spend multitudes of time on beating the press and being able to throw the ball vertically to beat the defender.
Against Bugel's former team, J.T. Smith made quite an impression.
Receiver split to the near side as Ernie Jones. Hogeboom throwing far side. J.T. Smith up, and it's in for the touchdown. What a catch by J.T. Smith.
Bugel knows where to start in 1990.
That's definitely a strong part of our offense right there, and you have to start early working on the fades.
To begin anew means no longer being content with the way things are and then doing something to change it.
Tim Rosenball and company will go to work now. I'm excited about that. That's the thing that excites me.
Being prepared for next season means getting ready today.
Key for us to win is to do our job in the off-season and make some adjustments in our strength and conditioning program.
Pull down. 4, good.
We went to more of a flexibility, weight machine type of program.
5,
very highly individualized.
7, slow.
Bob Roguski is a former West Point conditioning instructor who oversees a personalized training regimen for each player.
5, slow it down. Keep moving through. Behind your head. There you go.
While football games may be played in the fall and winter, the Cardinals believe they are won in the spring and summer.
Stretch it and go. It's 5. Working it through.
First place, second place.
Come on, Vi. Hand drive. More, Vi. More. Squeeze it. Give me one. Slow it down. Last one. Go. Squeeze it up more. Keep it moving. Hold, and relax.
Second hammer backs up, will return.
Someday soon, summer sweat will be September stimulation.
He's at the 10 for touchdown! No flags
Come opening day, the Cardinals will be ready.
Woo!
Bigger, stronger, faster, and determined.
Real strength of our football team right now, we certainly feel, is our defense.
Effectively going with 5 wide receivers. Cardinals jump defensively. Elway back to throw. Got the time. Now wants to run. Now breaks a tackle. Trying to get outside, and he's sacked at the 48-yard line.
To win in the National Football League, you have to have a dominating defense.
Blitz coming, and he's sacked. And the ball is loose.
We want to attack. We want to be aggressive.
The blitz coming. Back to throw. Testaverde scrambling around. Harvey's got him. For a sack. The ball comes through.
We're not going to play scared football.
Here he comes. Sims wanting to throw, and he's hit. The ball is up. Testaverde scrambling around in the pocket. Welcome to the far side. The ball is fumbled. It's loose. It's Freddie Joe Nunn that came up with it.
Aggressive, attacking, not playing scared football. The description fits number 78, Freddie Joe Nunn, well. He has emerged as one of the league's premier pass rushers. And over the last 3 years, Nunn's relentless pursuit has earned him almost 10 sacks per season. Nunn is a former first-round draft choice, and his presence helped open lanes for 1986's first-round pick, number 55, Anthony Bell. David Galloway, number 65, was second on the team in sacks and teamed with Jim Waller, Rod Sadler, Bob Claspy, and Eric Hill to form a defense that was like the tide. It kept coming wave after wave. The Cardinals hope their defense may someday soon enable them to speak second to none.
When you want to talk Super Bowls and when you want to win Super Bowls, you have to have a dominating defense.
The dominating force of Phoenix's front seven is Ken Harvey, a linebacker who possesses Pro Bowl caliber strength and speed. Harvey ended '89 in a flurry with 42 tackles in the last 4 games. Harvey, Bell, Sadler, and Nunn, Waller, Hill, Claspy, and Galloway. The Cardinals' domineering defenders, tacklers that kept coming again and again. Like grains of sand on the beach, where you find one, there's always another and another. No runner had the opportunity to stand tall for long. The most imposing figure belongs to strong safety Tim McDonald. He led the Cardinals in tackles for the 2nd consecutive year, was named All-Pro, and commanded a secondary whose intensity increased as the distance to the goal line decreased. The Cardinals' secondary not only excelled at knocking receivers silly, but also slapping away passes. Number 47, Cedric Mack, and Carl Carter, number 41, started every game at quarterback, while Lonnie Young and Michael Zordich split time at free safety. The more passes get knocked around, the more likely they will end up in Cardinal hands.
Throw Walsh from the goal line, throws, and the ball is intercepted by Zordich. Zordich is going to take it in. Touchdown, Phoenix. There is the deflection that we were talking about earlier that might end up in the other guy's hands, and the other guy this time is Zordich.
4 times opponents' passes ended up in Cedric Mack's hands. But the most thefts in 1989 were courtesy of McDonald, who, like a thief in the night, slipped in front of receivers 7 times to steal passes.
People are here, they're ready to go. It's just a matter for us to put a great winning product and an entertaining product on the field.
Shepard goes in motion to the top of the field. Aikman back to throw. Pressure coming. Throws the far side. It's intercepted. Picked up by McDonald. He's down to the 30, to the 25, the 20. And 5 touchdown Phoenix.
I've really been looking forward to this visit with great enthusiasm and anticipation to see this new and great facility.
The Cardinals' new facility demonstrates their commitment to begin anew. As Coach Bugle tours the new facility with foreman Fran Futter, it is easily seen that Phoenix is looking towards the future.
So these are then the various offices that the various executives and so on will be using.
What's real apparent is everything is so spacious, you know, big. What's unique is this open terrace right here.
Yeah, there's a
balcony
here from which the office line stops here, the glass, and then there's an open balcony.
The 90s will begin with a new attitude, a new dedication.
And we're a new staff, we're new coaches right here. Our players are working very hard. There's a new enthusiasm, a new vigor.
A new day will dawn in Phoenix. For Bugle truly believes hard work brings about good things.
You're playing good, hard-nosed football. Your team is a great hustling team. They have great enthusiasm, a big family atmosphere.
We've been able to stick with people. We've been able to do whatever it takes to win.
You'll see the Cardinals, a different football team.
The start of a new decade is the start of something special in Phoenix. In 1989, the Cardinals sent more players to the Pro Bowl than anybody else in their division. They are a talented team with promising potential. To look at the Phoenix Cardinals is to look at pro football's future. 1990 is the year the Eldest begins anew.